You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. My name is Paul, and I have the crew in the house tonight. We are going to be doing justice to that issue, political issue that has been in the media for a while now. We've been busy with other subjects that are equally important. So today, we've created time to talk about Professor Yemi Osinbajo versus Ahmed Tinubus, his supposed godfather. So there's been a lot of issues that have been that people have been broadcasting and talking about, and I believe it. Opinion sharers should also contribute its quotas or its voice to the discussion. So that's why we have the powerful men in the house today, and they are going to be discussing that. We are going to be talking about all the basketballs that is related to that issue, and perhaps the future basketballs, possible issues that may be arising as a result of this in the political scene, as especially as the APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, progresses towards their primary election. So, before we go into the discussion, can you please help us share the link? Let us take a few seconds to go share the link, and I will be doing the same thing. I'm going to grab my phone right now, and then I head to Facebook. Especially Facebook allows us to quickly share. So if you are on Facebook, please help us share the link. It wouldn't cost you anything, just click share, just like that. And, if you belong to any political related groups, please endeavor to share it there also. We intend to invite people to join the discussion, to join the conversation. People can join the conversation either by the comment section, and, maybe if time permits us, we can allow people to call in. But majorly, we are asking that you share the link. Please do share if you're watching us. Thank you very much in anticipation. Okay, I've not been able to get the link. Is there anyone that has got? Okay, Tim Lane has gotten it.
Let me
So
send it to you.
okay, thank you. I think my network is almost misbehaving.
Check your WhatsApp.
Okay.
You are muted.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know how I'm muted. So let's quickly take a few minutes to introduce ourselves. Let my guests introduce themselves so that from there we go into the discussion proper. So let's start with Dr. Bolu.
I'm the village boy, an accountant, and a public policy analyst.
Yeah, Timline.
Yeah, good afternoon from here, everybody. My name is Timilei. I'm an environmental geoscience doctoral student at the University of Memorial University of Newfoundland, Canada, and I'm also a Nigerian.
Citizen.
Hi, friends. Good evening. I'm Citizen Oluwatosin.
Okay, he is Citizen Oluwatosin, and my name is Abiodun Paul Fadumo. And so we are going to be talking about what has been happening in the political scene in Nigeria, even though a lot of us are gearing up towards that 2023, because a lot of things have happened in the last 7 years since President Buhari took power. And through the formation of APC that took power from Goodluck Jonathan, which was a ruling party at at that time. So now the issue of godfatherism has been, somewhat popular in Nigeria before now. But recently it has become more relevant because we've seen, I think we've talked about it on this show briefly, about whether Professor Yemi would be contesting, especially because we noticed that, Tinubus had initially quickly signal his opinion, his decision to contest. He said, according to him, or according to media, that it is his childhood ambition. So, there were a lot of discussions, a lot of gossip about whether Professor Yemi will not contest or whether he will contest. A lot of people want him to contest, but people in the Tinubus group, they feel like it will be a kind of backstabbing, that it's his son. So, if a Nigerian journalist asked Tinubus, where he said, your son, how do you feel about the fact that your son has declared? And the Baba said, he's not, I don't have a son who is old enough to contest. So, so, I don't know whether Buhari, Tinubu can father or be a father, can be a Osinbajo, but then that's what we have seen. So I'm going to start with the person that is most politically active in our midst, and that is Tosin. So Tosin, were you expecting that there was going to be a competition between the so-called father and son, or the godfather and the godson? Were you expecting that there was going to be a competition?
Thank you very much. Yes, I was expecting that because for anybody that will become a vice president, of course, they will be eyeing to be president someday, especially as we have had especially in this new dispensation, in this new era from 1999 when we have the article, and the second term, some political giants encourage Atiku even to run against Obasanjo for the second term, and that's caused a lot of problem between Obasanjo and Atiku throughout the second term of Obasanjo. And going forward to the days of Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan succeeding Yaradua. So one will automatically expect Professor Yemi Osinbajo to eye the position of the president, especially haven't seen his body language in the last years of them being in power, seeing his loyalists, seeing how he has been disposing himself. So if you read his body language, you will know that this person is up to something. And according to what he said some days ago, that if he's not running, that it will be in disloyalty, or it will be in disloyalty to the Nigerians that are calling for him to run. So I was expecting something like that to happen. However, saying that he's a godson of Tinubu and all that, that's probably, as the show continues, we will debate that. But every single Nigerian has the right to run as the president of Nigeria, and especially what the present president has make the position look like. Now you see every clown saying they want to become president of Nigeria, not only aspiring, even going forward, as much as buying 100 million naira tickets. And these people are just clown, but they are buying tickets, 100 million tickets. Those that cannot even win their local government election. But this is what the president has reduced that office to. So it's no problem. But thinking Osinbajo will not run is no. He will surely run, but he himself knows that he had a lot of people to contend with, and time will only justify the means to see if he can weather the storm or no.
Okay, Tosin, thank you. Somebody has come here to to challenge us. He said, when you guys want to talk, you talk about APC and PDP alone. That's not true.
Yes,
Okay,
that's not true.
that's not true, Mr. Oladapo. Among all the politicians that I know, I think Showore has been on this platform. So, and many of us were actually rooting for him in the past election. So, and even outside of the elections, also we've been rooting for him. And in fact, today, Michael sent me a WhatsApp message saying that I should reach out to Showorel and see whether he can come on Opinion Sharer. So you're not right. And the fact that we talk about Showorel, or some of us like Showorel, or young contestants like Professor Mongalu, I would love to see maybe either Showorel or Professor Mongalu as president in Nigeria. You know, but as much as they are contesting, these people are also contesting, and our job here is to, do justice to what we see they are doing, whatever it is that is happening in Nigeria or around Nigerians. So that's why we have rights to talk about Tinubu and Osinbajo, because they are actually contesting too, and they are, whether you like it or not, whether you like them or not, they are big players in the politics of today, as far as Nigeria is concerned. So I hope you respect our opinion to be able to share our opinion on opinion sharers. Thank you. Village boy, were you expecting Professor Osinbajo to contest against his so-called godfather?
I think it's not as straightforward as that. Like Tosin said, Tosin laid a foundation when he was speaking. It has almost become a convention now that a sitting vice president want to contest to the office of the presidency. And almost since 1999, whoever has been a vice president has come out to contest. We saw Atiku has become a serial contestant now. We have seen Goodluck Jonathan, who was also a vice president, who also contested and won. So I think it has become a convention that, and a reasonable convention as well, that a sitting vice president will always want to contest for the office of the presidency. But there's a trick there, the issue of godfatherism or not, and the issue of what is going on the internet, the issue of betrayal or not betrayal. I think, to me, I want to see it from two sides. One side is like it is ordinarily should have been envisaged that Professor Osinbajo will want to contest, having been the vice president for the 2 terms that they are. So the question we should have asked, if I've been issued, if not because of religious factors and other considerations, Tinubu would have actually ideally been the vice president to Buhari. So imagine it's a scenario that Tinubu is the vice president, and maybe because of the closeness with Osinbajo, and Osinbajo is the Attorney General, for instance. Just a scenario. And, would Osinbajo have come to say want to contest for the presidency, knowing full well that Tinubu being the vice president, we want to upgrade to becoming the president? So would that have happened? That would have been highly unimaginable. So I think I want to say that without taking regards to the position of Osinbajo, for Tinubu to go ahead and declare his intention, there is a cloud there that it's a kind of undermining your so-called godson. That should have been a conversation between them, which I'm not sure whether they had or they did not have. And if they had that conversation and they could not maybe reach an agreement, constitutionally speaking, legally speaking, it is within their rights of the two of them to contest for the post. But morally speaking, it's not a straightforward answer. So now we have advanced an argument about convention of a vice president wanting to contest. Then should that limit the ambition of other people? I don't think it's legally speaking, no. But morally speaking, it is not. It is not as clear as we think. I think the situation is not as clear as we think. Then the third argument is like, hey, I hope it's not they are playing us some Siki one. Are they playing us some stunt? Like Yul said, they say Yul Edochie was playing stunt. These people, are they playing game with us? You can never tell. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Tim Lane.
Thank you.
I want you to think about the issue of morality here. Just to stay a little longer on this particular issue. Do you think, morally speaking, that Osinbajo owes Tinubu an explanation, or at least, because some people, when you go to Twitter especially, some people are saying, and in fact, even on Facebook now, it's becoming prevalent, saying that Osinbajo owes his vice presidency position or candidacy to Tinubu. And so on that basis, on that premise, they think it is orderly, as Yoruba people would say.
Betrayal.
Betrayal. Do you see it that way?
No, I don't actually. And it could be a tricky conversation to have, as the village boy said, because we really don't know what conversations they had pre-2015 elections, and we don't know what happened along the line for Tinubu to openly say that he doesn't have a political son that is old enough or capable of running for the post of the presidency.
No, point of correction. It did not say political son. It said a son. That difference between political son.
Yeah, but we don't know that it is kind of figurative, right?
No, don't put words into his mouth.
But we know what he meant, right? The truth is, none of his sons, biological sons, none of them is actually contesting, right? It is Osinbajo within his camp that was formed, the larger camp that was formed in 2014.
And I learned that his biological son also is perhaps around 45, 46. So, which means he perhaps can contest. Is it 46 or 36 thereabout?
Even if he is 36, he can contest. So for him to have made that statement that he doesn't have a son that is old enough, so he knows what he's saying. He was speaking figuratively and politically at the same time. So the issue of morality in this conversation is that I don't think, personally, I don't know. We have a society that kind of, in Nigeria, right? We have a society that kind of attributes someone's success to other people, and that is because we always use "I know someone" to reach a particular height, whether career-wise, politically, even financially, in some cases, even maritally. So if you know, you have to know somebody to do something.
We'll give you my number.
Right. So I think that's where the problem is, because if Osinbajo had worked with Tinubu when he was governor of Lagos State and he did not prove himself as a worthy public servant, I don't think his choice of being his candidacy for the vice presidency in 2015 would have been justified. It was because he showed himself that he's capable. Osinbajo was a full professor before he was called into public service and before he was called into politics at all. So let us not belittle his own achievements in his own way. because Osinbajo was a made person without Tinubu's help. So when you are talking about bringing to the political space, Osinbajo was actually, we all know Tinubu for one thing, if you would agree with me. Tinubu is a visionary. He actually sees prospects in people. He sees potentials in people. If Osinbajo was not a good candidate, he would not even be called upon to come to the Lagos Public Service. He would not be called upon. So I am not saying he owes or he does not owe Tinubu any, I don't know, any allegiance when it comes to politics. But what I'm saying is that Tinubu actually called Osinbajo into his own government to help his own government. That is if Osinbajo was a good man in the face of, let me say, tourist works or whatever, education work, if he was a good OP to the government of Tinubu, then he is actually doing Tinubu a service as at then. So, and he came on board and he did quite well. We all read the CV. I'm sure most of us have read the CV. So this man, we can say till tomorrow that Tinubu brought him into limelight, but he actually was doing well. That was why he was called upon. Why didn't he call another? We have so many people that read law in those days. We have many people that could have become whatever, maybe SAN, that Tinubu could have called. Why do we always attribute someone's success to another person's help or assistance or support? Why? So he was called upon, he did his job, and that's what earned him. I don't even think Tinubu would authoritatively unpick Osinbajo during that 2015 elections. So it must have been a consensus candidate then. So although he might have recommended him, but that's because strategically and based on his antecedents, he had placed himself in a good place. So that would be my submission.
All right, thank you very much, Tinu. When you look at the camp of Alhaji Bola Tinubu, you find out that it's as if he's already campaigning for the election. I think, was it yesterday? I just briefly went to, was it Facebook or Instagram? And then I saw that Tony Tetula was playing in the, maybe, I assume that was a stadium, and Tinubu was doing like this up there, you know. So I was thinking, is it this? It has gone beyond the primary level, right? It's like, and when you look at it from day one, you know, it's like he has called people youths to the stadium, and we are beginning to see trailer load of rice over there in the north, you know, and they are saying it is Salah palliative, I mean, whatever you call it, you know. So I'm thinking in my head, this is already, you know. Do you think like he's been like he's fidgeting, or if he's feeling like this guy is pursuing me? Because a lot of people, and I've also seen, to be honest, I belong to a political group on WhatsApp where people, you know, almost all the political information in Nigeria flows through that page, and a lot of us belong to such groups. So one of those ones that I have seen, Timmy, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you want me to take that question?
Wait first. one of those articles that I believe that people in Tinubu's camp has been writing is that Osinbajo does not have a political stamina. He doesn't have political credibility. Somebody even wrote one yesterday. I was saying that he can't even win his constituency in Ikene, and that he was analyzing how there are so many presidential candidates in the same party from his home state or Ogun State. So, but you know, regardless, do you think, we say, like people say on the street, that is making him run for his money or something like that? I don't know if I said it.
A run for his money.
Yeah, he's giving him a run for his money.
A run for his money.
Yeah, maybe let's anybody who wants to attempt that, please.
Okay, let us.
Yeah, let's Babati start. All right.
Now there is I hope you understand the concept of Sherubawo.
Jawalaya.
Okay, let us continue. Continue from there.
Okay, doesn't.
And really, Baba is right. That is the tactics Tinubu is using. And it is my childhood ambition. So that everybody will start saying, everybody will run back, say, it's Baba's childhood ambition. Let's Baba do it. Oh. And also going up and down, making consultation. And it's just a kind of, like Baba have said, it's kind of Sherubawan, Jawanlaya, kind of, like, in Nigeria, we reference elders more, very much. So when you see somebody older than you converting for a particular place, ẹ jẹ́ kí bàbá ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ kí bàbá ṣe, ẹnu àgbà ló bi tí ń gbó. But Baba Tinubu forget that we are talking about a president here, a president that will lead the country of more than 200 million people, and most populist is youth. And we are not talking about a family chieftaincy title that we say the older son should go first. We are not talking about that one. We are talking about the president of the largest black nation on earth, and having surviving presently the administration that is not doing well at all. So we cannot go from here and go into another hands of okay, only God knows what is bringing to the table. We are not yet on that. When we get there, we will start evaluating what is bringing to the table. But what he's doing is just Yoruba, is just to cow everyone that is contesting. And mind you, it is not only Osinbajo that is contesting. Even this guy bought the ticket already. Yaya Bello of Kogi State, that is finding difficult to pay his the state workers. He has bought 100 million naira tickets. So Baba is just trying to, Sheruba everybody and let everybody run. When they want to refer to him, they say he's the party chieftain in the party. So, but we cannot really go with this. He's just Baba is making everybody is making Baba run for his money. Baba also is making others run for their money. Because when you see Baba in the forefront, like we have said, he has gone beyond even aspiring to feeling like he's the candidate. But we are not there yet. We are not there yet. Everybody now, they are still aspiring. And I love what Baba brings on. Baba say, are they trying to play on our mind? And I've thought about this a number of times, that are these people really playing on our mind? Because looking at the situation of Baba Tinubu, I like to call him Baba Tinubu, so we know that he's old, and not only him, because probably he will not watch the show, so that all his supporters will know that he's old for that position. So I will be calling him Baba Tinubu. So so Baba Tinubu is trying to position himself as the candidate, but it's not yet a candidate, and they should not try to play fast one on us, so that at the end of the day we now concede to Osinbajo and they will say, Tinubu is a good person, kiniko. No, whatever card they want to play, we are also a sound mind. Where not all Nigerians are dummies and gullible like they think. No, some of us also think even ahead of them. The only thing is we don't have the power to make the large populists think like us. If the large populists will think like us, then we will have to play the politicians. So they might want to play a fast one on us, but Baba should just calm down. Presently, he's in Hajj, and you will see the old man really need rest. And it is the greediness of political jobbers, the greediness of political boys that are pushing that old man. He should
Now
be
you're
resting
sounding
now.
like Uncle Dino.
That man should be resting. Not he should be resting. If you have seen the video that is coming from people making video of him recently, you will know this old man need rest. He's a
Yeah, whether
grandfather, if not a
Tosi,
great grandfather.
whether he's old or not, he has a right to contest for election.
Having a right
So,
is one,
hmm,
having the capacity is another.
yeah, we
So
will talk
we will
about
not,
that
because
capacity
somebody
now.
have rights, now trample on capacity.
Yeah, I
So
know.
so he has rights, but he
Tosi,
doesn't have the
wait
capacity.
first. Wait first. Tosi, Timila, you want to respond to that question, or I should go to the next question?
Yeah, I just have one thing to add. Like we call, if in fact, let us just look at the word they used to qualify Tinubu with respect to Osinbajo, Godfather.
Hmm.
Godfather is synonymous to a kingmaker, right? So, what is a kingmaker doing on the seat of a king on the throne? That's the question we should ask, right?
Ẹ̀yin
If you are
ọmọdé
really
wọ̀nyí.
right, if you are making kings, if you are the one appointing people, you are the one making people become who they aspire to be. So why are you having the same aspiration as them? This is
Afọbajẹ
questionable.
fẹ́ jọba ni, no
This is
big
very
deal.
questionable, right? So we all know him to be someone that unpicks people and recommend them for particular positions. So why at this point is he now saying it's his own childhood ambition?
Let's ask the elder.
And I have a
Ogo,
question, and I have an observation, or let me say
okay.
something that is really concerning to me. I feel like this man just used the 2015 election and everything. He just used it, to just mortgage people's life,
Hmm.
in the sense that he must have had it somewhere, maybe with the cabals or something, that he will be running after 2 complete terms of Muhammadu Buhari, knowing fully well the capacity of that Buhari, knowing fully well what he's capable of doing. Or were they thinking that having a vibrant vice president would actually, buffer the incompetence of a president? So this is what we should be thinking about. He knew, if indeed he knew who Buhari was, he knew the state of health of Buhari, he knew the level of competency, he knew everything about Buhari. Why would he go all out, going above and beyond for the APC then, just so that Buhari will have a complete first and second term, and then will now be surfacing up now that is going for the post of the president. I listened to I saw some videos last week where he was talking about, he was actually shaming this administration, and that I believe that's as a result of the emergence of Osinbajo's aspiration now. Now he's saying that he's ready to do better things, that the previous administration, as if he didn't know about the administration, as if he was not the one that was even, recommending them to Nigerians. So let us be careful the way we use the word Godfather. He is not a Godfather if he is aspiring. He's no more he has lost that position. If he's
Hmm.
saying, honestly speaking, if he's going to contest, he's no more a Godfather, and that's just it. That's just the fact.
He understand that also, that is not my godfather. That is why he attended the Buhari, the Aisha
Let's
Buhari
move on.
dinner.
Let's move on this one. Let me ask about this question. Now, looking at um, the impact of both of them, how do you think this contention between the two of them, how do you think it will affect their party?
Well, I think today is the day you should not use Baba for me, because from the definition of yourself, Baba Tinubu, please don't use Baba for me today. I'm not.
Tunde, those ìwọ ló dá wàhálà ilé o, ṣé o mọ̀?
Okay. So the truth is that at the primary level, usually in politics, the extent of which I know, as at last count, we have about 17 of them that have come out to contest. So for primary, so what is saying that the party doesn't have a consensus candidate for the office. So unfortunately, is the two camps are the most active, most vociferous and everything. I hope what happened in Lagos in 1993 doesn't happen this time around. You know, there was a contention between Sarumi and Agbala Jobi that time, and all of them from Ekpe. So, and before the case was resolved, kind of, and they have to bring it to the Edu. Unfortunately, people were already angry. So, and that is how Otedola became the governor. I don't know whether you know that story very well. At the party level, the moment the primary is concluded and the candidates emerge, I think the first thing the party would usually do is to set up a reconciliation committee, you know, to reconcile the aggrieved members, especially if there's a complaint of irregularities and stuff like that. I don't see that affecting the parties so very much, but the only problem where we may have, where we can have irreparable damages, is among the supporters. And you know, in Nigeria, we do politics with everything. My brother can become my enemy because we don't share the same political idea or everything. And if you see the kind of, you know, the bricks they are throwing at each other on social media, especially, some of those things may, you know, may create a kind of dichotomy that may be difficult to fill up. But again, we also know that many of these supporters themselves, they are Ajib. What do you mean by Ajib? Any government in power. Some of them can switch allegiance as if they are changing their pants. So you don't always, you can't be too sure of what will happen. Yeah, there will be some crack, no matter how it is, if they continue this way onto the primary. But then maybe on the day of primary, maybe they give us another stunt, and somebody says stepping down for another person, you know, everything will, you know, we collapse. In terms, each of them, I would say, have their strength. They have their strength. In terms of politician, I would tell you for free that Tinubu is a stronger politician than Osinbajo. That's the truth. He has more capability to mobilize than Osinbajo. But if and in terms of economic management, he is also some miles ahead. The only thing against him is age, his health, he doesn't have that rigor. That office required a very rigorous person, somebody that is still agile. I'm not sure he has that energy any longer for that office. So having said that, then again, you can say, okay, we also know, unfortunately, that vice presidency, they are more like spare tire that are used when needed. And you may not need a spare tire. I have a car for 5 years now. I've not used a spare tire because I don't need it. Sometimes they are not needed. They are never used. I think I've documented that in one of my books. The disposable deputy, I call it. So it will bring some polarities into the system. But politicians, they say 24 hours is too long in politics. They will know how to amend it. But even then, actually, in this situation, as of now, we should no longer be talking about APC or PDP, like what I said. But then, the reality is that you can only ignore those at your own peril. They see who the ace. Unfortunately, that's the sad reality we have. So, yes, there will be some crack here and there. After the primary, there will be a lot of roundtable. They will promise people, okay, because you lost, don't worry, this position will go to you or to your members. Or because you are this, they will allocate things to themselves. Don't worry yourself about that one. There will usually be allocation. That is why sometimes when governance start, there's a problem because they have tried to allocate things to themselves. You won't know what they will do behind the door. Thank you. See, this my friend is calling me. Don't mind him. It's my friend. I know him. Now my bubble. No mind him. All of us there with a better idea before. Don't mind him.
Okay, now. So now let's go to the real questions. One of the questions here that I have is, who do you think have a better chance in terms of possibility to win the general election? Tosin.
I, in terms of winning the general election, I think the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has a better chance. If he gets the tickets on the platform of APC, he has a better chance. Because um,
Oh.
Okay. Let's say Dubai don't happen to Tosin now.
Everyone they don't share Ruba for. It don't share Ruba.
I hope it's not the APC people that is already. Anyway, Timla, you want to take away the question? Who, in your
Right.
opinion, who do you think have a better chance of winning the election?
I think the result of the general election is still very far fetched because most parties are still working on primaries now, and you don't even know the if you ask any if you ask any Biafran today this same question, they will tell you Peter Obi will win. I've sampled people's opinion on Twitter. I don't necessarily have to ask them. So they will tell you. And if you ask any Lagos boy or lady, they will tell you Tinubu will win. And if you ask anybody that is kind of, that love innovation or, that would embrace change or something, they will say, let's say maybe Peter Obi or Oshibajo. So what I'm just trying to say, I like the statement Citizen Oluwatosin made that if Professor Osinbajo was handed the APC what's it called,
Ticket.
candidacy, maybe he would win. But I think it is too early to predict who will win that election now. So we can still be in the confine of discussing primaries, but that general election itself, I don't think I have I don't think I have an opinion on who is going to win right now.
Okay, Tosin, you still want to continue from where you?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. I was saying Professor Oshibajo has a better chance. Comparing the two of them, not comparing all candidates, comparing the two of them, and the reason is this: for Baba Tinubu, again Baba, resounding Baba for him. Baba Tinubu, a lot of factor will come to play. He's a Muslim. And if you have been in this game and you are reading now and you go with how these guys pick their their vice president and all that, you see that they will pick a vice president from the north. I think it will be difficult for Baba Tinubu to get a vice president from the north that's a Christian and that has the political might and loyalist and all. That is one. Another thing is for the candidacy that will resonate with a lot of Nigerians, irrespective of where they are coming from, is Professor Yemi Osinbajo. I am this person that like to say it as I feel, not minding who is hot. So I will say it also as I feel. I think a lot of people that are rooting for Tinubu to become president, they are Jegudu Jeras. They are the people Awari Jendi Mandaru. They are the people that the suffering of the people we pay. Those are the people rooting for Tinubu to become president. Those that will hit. when Tinubu become president, not those that think that that he is coming to revive the Nigerian we have now. Those are the people rooting for him to be president.
Yeah, I
So,
think that is the essence of politics now. People want to eat now from their work, now work and shop.
no, that is not the essence of politics. Maybe that is the essence of politics in Nigeria. And that is why we are in the state we are now, when people find dignity in sleeping with dogs instead of them getting a PVC and voting in the right candidates. And that is not the way of life. But if we want to take politics in the global view, that is not, it's not people eating from what they, it's people serving the people, it's people giving back to the community
Okay,
of the people that is
let me take let me ask another question from another dimension.
okay.
According to Dr. Bolu, he believes that Tinubu has, political capacity, and we know that he has been in politics for a very long time. A lot of people claim that the coming together and forming of APC is his game.
Mhm.
So we believe that he is a powerful politician as far as Nigeria is concerned. All right.
That's true.
Now, let's look at Oshibajo. Do you think that he is, so-called anointed candidate of Buhari? And no, don't
Yes,
also forget that we've also heard of the owners of Nigeria.
yes,
So
and which Buhari is one of them.
is
So
Buhari one of the owners of Nigeria? I don't
I
think he
think
is.
his name was
No, he
mentioned.
is. He's not.
If okay, and okay, and the owners of Nigeria, okay, uh okay, back
Let's
to
focus on looking at putting on one side the sagacity, political sagacity, or I don't know, or authority that Tinubu command in Nigeria, and the power of incumbency that Buhari also possess currently. If if he has adopted Oshibajo
Oshibajo.
as his anointed candidate, how
I
do you
want
think
to
that
tell
will
you
play
that
out?
as out of Nigeria of today, if Buhari anoints Oshibajo, even Tinubu himself will succor. I will take that again for better understanding and for better listening. If Buhari endorse Oshibajo today, Tinubu himself will agree to it. Let us take their convention that has just passed, the APC convention. A lot of people were rooting to become the APC chairman, party chairman, before the convention. A lot of them was rooting, distributing whatever they have to distribute, talk to whatever, whoever they have to talk to, that they want to become the chairman of AP, the chairman of APC. But there's this guy that is not even doing enough, a lot of work. He's not even doing any consultation. He's not talking to anybody. In fact, he's not even parading himself as he wants to become the next chairman. And Buhari comes, anoints this guy, and this guy becomes the concession chairman. And today is the chairman of the party. So Buhari still have a large stake in APC, and a lot of political analysts have even said that after his presidency, that the party might not hold, that he is the one putting the party together. So if he will anoint Oshibajo, I want to tell you a large number of the Northerners will go with him. And you will agree with me that even before he became president, he has been getting some 12 million votes from the North. And now his popularity is more. We might not like him. We might say he's not competent, he's not doing the job well, but his people liked him. So if we anoint someone, raise the person's hand up, and then the person will have a field day. And looking at Tinubu's president when he was a governor of Lagos State, and his power tussle with the president that time. The Northerners don't like people that they like loyalists. They like people that are loyal to them. which Osinbajo has displayed in the last 7 years, and they probably have seen Tinubu as somebody that might give them tough time, probably. So
Village boy, do
if
you agree?
Well, it's not political permutation. Number one, it's not likely that Buhari will say this person I'm anointing. All of them have gone to him to say they have the intention of contesting, and they told them go ahead. So I'm sure Yabilo would have had conversation with him. I'm sure Ochibajo would have had conversation with him. Of course, Tinubu made it openly that he had gone to speak with him. All of them, he has said, go ahead. I think one of his interviews said that he was not going to mention who he's supporting. That the moment he mentioned that, everybody, the whole thing will change. So it's not likely that he will openly anoint anybody. But even if he does start in the closet, of course, in this modern age, it will find a way of coming out, one way or the other. Though they will deny it here and there. I think it's beyond the anointing. And I don't think that this idea of the Northerners like Tinubu might becoming more of a fallacy than reality now. The situation in the North, the security situation in the North is terrible. As we speak, most of the people that were adopted during the Kaduna train hijack, and now that one of them even deliver in the camp where they are kidnapped, deliver a baby girl. So we still have close to 200 of those guys there. We don't know how many of them are alive, how many of them have died. So with that kind of security situation, can we still say, that the Northerners like Buhari? I don't know, except we know they can be more resilient in terms of, accepting whatever has befallen them. But I don't think that if you conduct genuine opinion poll in the North, that the likeness, the rating would have not drastically reduced. And if it does not, it means Olamaturi Adawasi will be the lot. So that's all I will say. So my submission is that it's not likely that Buhari will openly do that. And if he doesn't do that, and then it is up to the people. Again, if you want to, the electorates are not as informed as they should be. Ordinarily, if electorates are informed as they should be, they should send both APC and PDP packing. In fact, disgracefully. But is that going to happen? I doubt it. Because most of those even that are even doing warning on Facebook and Twitter, they may not even vote. How many of them are going to vote? Many of the Nollywood and the musicians, how many of them will vote? And they are band boys. Do they vote? They don't vote. It is still those guys. It's still a government of Agberu by Agberu. It's high time we accept that reality. We accepted that reality rather. So these are the guys that vote. And they vote for their own. So do you think Osinbajo can successfully mobilize people like MC Oluomo in Lagos? Can he mobilize people like Tokyo? I hope Tokyo is still alive in Ibadan. Can he do that? Those the real voters. The things that and if you want to test it, maybe the two of them should go to a different party. Let them come and let them contest on different party platform. Then we'll know who is who. So I don't think that it will be a case of anointing. I don't think that it's still dicey. A lot of things are still dicey. But deep down, I believe there is a joker up their sleeves that they will pull out at any time. That's my thinking. It could be a conspiracy theory, maybe.
Thank you. Timlain, do you have a comment on that, or I should ask another question?
I mean, the village boy and citizen Watosin have actually done justice to that question, because really, if you look at the political, let me say, political experience, we believe that Tinubu has it. You might be talking about intellectual capacity and all that, and he has it also. Really, he has it also. But when we are talking about, let me say, the ability, the strength, the energy, to govern a country like Nigeria, I don't think Tinubu has it, honestly speaking. And then the village boy actually truly painted the picture of the real Nigerians that vote, right? The people that actually talk on Facebook, on Twitter, that that they will be speaking big grammars, they don't even vote, they don't have PVC, and they are even uninterested. They are not interested in doing all those things. So, but there are some people that are ready to die for a candidate when you talk about elections. And you know how violent elections can be in Nigeria. How many people really want to go out and risk their lives and health only to be shot by one person that does not even care? And people are ready to go out, whether it is 500 you give them or 2,000 naira. I'm talking about naira that you give them. They will go out and vote, and they will make sure that you get into that office, irrespective of your capacity or even passion for the country. So most of the times what we do is just to analyze, to talk about the issues, but the issues remain most of the times.
Okay, thank you. Let me look at my question. Um, the question of credibility, you know, I don't know whom you think is more credible between the two of them. I hear Dr. Bolu was saying that in terms of economic prowess, that Tinubu is probably miles ahead of Osinbajo. And personally, I don't agree. And the reason would be Tinubu has not been a president or vice president in Nigeria. Okay,
He has been
and
a
when
governor.
yeah,
On record, he was a governor where the first of it in Nigeria, where federal government would take allocation, and he did not owe salary, and he was still
yes,
doing infrastructure.
yes.
Osinbajo has not been a governor. He has been
Osinbajo
a
helped
vice
him to win
president.
that case.
That's court. We are not talking of court, governance, real governance, economic
No,
policy.
yeah, we are
Those who
talking
have
about
made,
the mind, right? We are talking about mind, the mental ability, and Tinubu is not as young as it was then,
Okay.
right now.
yeah,
Okay,
I've
And
mentioned the issue of
some
faith.
people were backing him up that time to still
of
push
course,
forward.
he will still have a lot of
People
those
to back
people.
him up too. He was
Yeah,
doesn't rule alone.
he will still have a lot of those people in his camp. But the problem is this: from my
Which
research, I learned that there's what they call the Abuja Boys now. Okay, the Abuja Boys, they have totally, kind of half the Tinubu camp. And the Abuja Boys, they consist of the loyalists like Fashola, who you probably don't see him coming to talk about his followers, But we know that there is the I like you, you like me, And then there is the one that has been quite outspoken because he was denied the second term. What's his name?
Ambody.
Ambody.
Ambody. So those ones were also governors. Okay. The reason you see the current governor following Tinubus all around is because so that he is not denied the second term ticket. All right. So with this kind of pictures, with this kind of knowledge that is almost open, it's open. People know it. You understand? Personally, and maybe I don't know, maybe I has been one that is anchoring this. One thing that I have against Tinubu is that the kind of power that he possesses in Lagos just by the reason of being the governor for two terms, and then he literally remain in power, or figuratively remain in power even since that time. So if he becomes a governor in Nigeria, be president in Nigeria, he will remain in power. He will remain in power. That's just my thinking. I most likely would be wrong, but
No, federal
the
soldier is a bit
because
different from that. A federal
we
soldier is a
know
bit
how
different.
powerful the president of Nigeria can be. Okay, we know how powerful. If somebody has been the governor, the state governor, all right, and wield that kind of power, it might be dangerous for that kind of person to put Nigeria in that person's hand. This is my own opinion, and it could be wrong, you know. So, anyway, let's look at the unique aspects of both of them. What's unique in the two candidates, Tinubu, Osinbajo, Timlane? I'm sure there are people of our generation we look at unique, we look at uniqueness, we look at what stands out.
Right. Thank you. I mean, the first question you asked the other time was about credibility. So the so when we are talking about how credible someone is, I mean, I think we should also talk about how, can you recommend such person when we are talking about credibility? There was this source, there was this information that came out. I think it was from Sahara Reporters then, that Buhari visited Tinubu just when he just got to the president's office here, and he came to Lagos. I was like, "Are you selling all these cars?" That's a body language. That's something. So I don't know if Buhari still has that kind of mentality towards Tinubu today, but that's a story for another day, I guess. But we are talking about their uniqueness. Let us be, if we are going to be very, very frank, if we are going to be truthful here, we know that Tinubu is a visionary. He is strategic. He can play political chess. Like, he's a pro. And we know one thing that I loved, he has something that I loved Goodluck Jonathan for in those days, and Obasanjo, really, is the fact that they know who is fit for a particular position, maybe ministerial jobs or something like that. So I believe Tinubu will be very good in that aspect. He will be very good. And really, like Baba, like the village boy said, sorry, I called you Baba. Like the village boy said, Tinubu has been a governor of Lagos State with limited funds, with limited resources, financial resources, and he was able to run the office well. But it is also unique to mention that Tinubu does not have the strength. So we were talking about history and experience and his political resume, but that's then. The brain cannot function at the same capacity it functioned in those days. Someone that, when it's making statements, it pauses for like 60 seconds. So that is to tell you that he is no longer who he used to be. But the best thing that could have happened is for this man, as a kingmaker that he is to support, is to advise, is to be like a mentor to whoever is running for an office, and he will be a perfect fit for that thing. But if we are talking about the way he walks, the way he talks, it is no longer how it used to be. We know Tinubu is brilliant. Everybody knows that. But this thing fades away with age, and we know it as well. It's not as if he will not be able to still make some, good decisions, but he might not just be able to function at a good, let me say, at the same capacity. But when we are talking about Osinbajo, the man is still relatively young, at least when you compare him to Buhari and Tinubu put together. So he's young, relatively young, and I think another good thing that we can mention about Osinbajo is the fact that, which in a way could be working against him as well, is the fact that he's a part of this administration. So he probably knows where the loopholes are. he knows where the weakness of the administration is. And some other people would argue that if he is part of this administration that has put us in this deep shit, what has he done to correct? And we can also agree that he has a limited capacity, he has a limited access to power, even as the vice president of the country. So what I think is that he's in a good place. Even if he's on internship to become a president, I think he has earned his own place for 8 years, for 7 years at least now. So he must have learned one thing or two in governance. And this is not just Lagos, this is Nigeria. And he has been to north, south, west, and east. He has been to every part of the country. He knows almost everything. And I don't know if everybody noticed this. There was a time that Buhari was hospitalized. I was in the UK, and I don't know, somebody, maybe the village boy who is a better financial analyst, now will be able to tell if this statement is true or not. And Osinbajo took, it was the one that took over, and everything just within a very short while, people began to see changes. Even in forex, people saw changes. And I want the opinion of the village boy on this, especially because we were talking about economic capacity, the power to make, the strength, the capacity to, to turn things around. And then Nigeria never had any good economic standing under Buhari. And yes, I dare to say, I make bold to say that. So, and then just within, I think it was between the space of maybe 2 to 3 months, and it turned things around, and things started to look good. So what really happened? That is to tell us that if this guy is given the opportunity to rule Nigeria, something good might just happen if he really wants to. So I especially want Village Boy to comment on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Timlane. Before the village boy goes forward to respond to that, I have one comment to make. I do not agree that there was a time when there is no money in Lagos. You can say even if there's no money in anywhere in Nigeria, money is in Lagos. They can generate. You can only say, okay, maybe as the fine way of generating money, and so, but at the same time, anyway, let's the village boy take it away.
Okay, let me start from where we are not saying that we know how Nigeria is structured. A lot of the income comes from the federal government through allocation. So not many states will survive what he survived. He became creative and he expanded the tax net. I mean, we can give him, let's give him that.
If he was governor of Ekiti, will he have been able to do it?
Well, that is for contemplation. And we are talking about reality of what happened now. Now, in terms of their uniqueness, Timile has almost done a lot of work to that, a lot of job to that. So there's no need to repeat some of this. So let me ask the question. Yeah, we saw some flashes, I will call it flashes, of performance when for the first time out of many times that Buhari was on sick leave, there was a time they allow Professor Osinbajo to act, and actually it was very exciting. Things were responding. Again, of course, there are the performance is real, but again, also there's a way the market respond to some perception. So the perception of the market to him, he had that good aura. I mean, that's the and when the market, respond very well in the economic situation, of course, the economic policymaker, take the credit. So the same way the other, if it is the other way around. I can say we have not fully tested Professor Osinbajo in terms of economic capability. It's just like when you are playing a game of football and you bring somebody as a substitute in the last 2 minutes, and they just pass to him and he score, and that is called a winning goal. So he becomes a champion.
But he could not have scored as well.
So, but you cannot compare him with somebody who had labor who played 90 minutes. That does not diminish what he did. And we have seen some of the action, we have seen some of his pronouncement that he made. And today we are not talking about being elitist or not being elitist. In terms of refining, in terms of character, in terms of comportment, I think you will give it to Osinbajo. He looks cool-headed. His intellectual capacity is without doubt. And the only thing, like I say, is political sagacity is like it's like somebody playing in a local league and somebody playing Champions League. For political sagacity, Tinubus is a Champions League material. We can't take that away from him. But there is a board there. In terms of what we don't want to discuss, in terms of corruption and all those things, it is a case of two people. One is licking the soup and one is licking the oil. But the two of them will see oil on their lips. So we cannot know, we cannot say this one is not stealing, that one is not stealing. Let's leave that at that. So in terms of capacity and in terms of ability to understand issues, it's difficult to say that one has edge over the other, except for the age and health factor. Because if you look at, what Tinubu did in Lagos in those 8 years, what he did afterwards were mainly almost negated whatever he did in the first 8 years. But if we narrow it down to what he did those 8 years, I mean, if you understand what governance is, you cannot but give it to him. Even the issue of succession, though there is still a very huge minus, which I think I pointed out in my book a bit. Every deputy governor he worked with, it treated them a little less than houseboy. Starting with Yaudua, no, he did not treat that woman well at all. We had to the point that woman has to be fueling her own car, her official car. She was literally disgraced, humiliated. If you become a president, will he do the same thing to his vice president? It's not impossible. Because he did what he did to Pedro when he brought Pedro from his job in the banking sector, and we know how it ended. It was not good. It was not good at managing deputy. Would that be different now? I don't know. But if you ask me, we don't need any of them. Nigeria of 2023, to become the Nigeria of our dreams, don't really need either of Tinubu or Osinbajo. That is my sincere opinion. It's not popular, but that's my sincere opinion. We don't need them. Even for crying out loud, let us even try new hands. Let the new hands fail us. Fine. But we have also seen, though I don't, as much as I like Peter Obi, I don't like PDP. So maybe Peter Obi should pull out of PDP and contest on another party or neutral party that is not APC or PDP. That is where you can even test how strong, because as Peter Obi is being rooted now, let's test that strength. Let him come out of these two behemoths and see, and let us see how it's, remember he also started from ABGA, now converted to PDP. All this political lottery is irritating. So we don't, when you bring all of them, established politicians in Nigeria, all of them are tainted. Well, for crying out loud, why can't we try these new generation politicians? Let them land on the job. That's what we need, but that's utopia thinking. That may not happen. The solution to our problems in Nigeria is neither Tinubu nor Osinbajo, in my humble opinion. So yes, those periods that he was allowed to act, he did well. No doubt about that. But that period was too short to judge him completely. That's in fairness. A player that play only that substituted and play only two minutes or even 5 minutes, even if he scored the winning goal, you cannot call him the best striker in the world. Well, if it is his luck, maybe the luck, he can bring the luck for 4 years, who knows? But if we are left with no choice, we see how it goes. But then in terms of primary, actually, if you ask me, if they conduct primary today, there's not likely, it's very remote that Osinbajo will defeat Tinubu in the primary. It's very remote. Very, very remote. Except there is a third hand, the hand of Esau.
We must also understand that there is this consensus candidates of a thing.
At the last minute, it will come at the last minute. That's why I said that could be a joker. At the last minute, they will say, okay, we are stepping down. People step down 5 minutes to begin the election.
Yeah.
Because as we are here discussing, they are also in their closet, also checking the permutations of what we, apart from benefiting individuals, what we benefit them as a party. Because they have seen how relegated PDP has been. So they will also.
And PDP is not trying. They are not even playing up to standard.
They fail.
There's no ability to distribute.
No, sir. Apart from having money, apart from having money, the kind of opposition APC played prior to the 2014-2015 general election, we are not seeing PDP playing that opposition. It's a shame on them. It's a shame on all those that are the realm of affair of PDP. Everybody has stated that they count themselves as who is who in PDP. It's a shame on them. If they cannot even,
many of them were in APC before now. So
they removed the life support machine. They removed the life support machine, which is cash. Cash was not flowing for them. They don't have money. It's money that weaken them.
I agree with you that
somebody who has tested on it before. It's different for somebody who has been eating sugar. That time, APC were eating sugar. They were struggling to eat on it. And they carried the axe and they were looking at the rock. And they were ready to break it. But PDP who had been eating on the free of charge, when they remove the honey now, when they put sugar in their mouth, it looked like sour, looked like bitter leaf. So they didn't have the strength.
Every move. They should be making moves to go back to eating honeys also. When we talk about cash, it is not that they are outrightly out of cash. They still have some governors. They still have some governors in power. Even the last election, I've given them more governors than the previous 2015 election. So they have more
governors. If they have governor, let's say they have governor of Lagos plus Rivers, fine. But have only Rivers and they don't have Lagos, my friend. What it's like, it's not like that.
What I'm saying is this, sir.
The thing is dry. The pocket is dry.
The pocket is dry. I agree. But what we are saying is this: let them create. They don't need all cash to create the kind of opposition APC were in the 2014-2015 election. They don't need all cash. They don't need all cash. How much do you need to recruit all these internet errats?
What was the motivation? What was the motivation?
You want something higher. It's money. I agree. It's money, the motivation. I agree. It is money, the motivation. But see, the internet, the political errats, how much do you need to feed them? They don't need millions like the politicians. They are the politicians. They don't need billions. The political era. See, in the 2014, 2015 election, it is not only politicians that were bringing up propaganda and projecting the failure of Jonathan. No, we have a lot of political heroes that are only paid 15,000, 20,000 naira. Are we saying that they don't have 15,000, 20,000 naira to recruit boys to start projecting the failure of this present administration? No.
Okay, so they recruit them, they give them 50,000.
already recruited those ones to, what do you call it? Somebody posted it.
I'm very sorry, but we can see somebody in the comment section already that is rooting for Osinbajo.
Is it? Yeah. Empower doing that money.
I know the person.
They recruited them to Empower. So all those errats we are talking about.
No, this person, I can tell you, is not errat. I know her.
Okay.
I'm just saying that
these are my Butemeta people.
No, this person is not saying. This person is just saying that Osinbajo had actually recruited people. That's what this person is saying.
Yeah. So even if they
don't need billions, they don't need millions to do all this. They just need to position themselves. And I can tell you, this is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. This is a disservice to the Nigerian populists, that we don't even have an opposition that can stand teeth to teeth to the ruling party. And
you have to be a political strategist to PDP then. They should hire you as their political strategist.
No problem, I'm available. No problem, I'm available. It is not that I want them to take power. No, it is not that I want them to take power.
What?
But it is that I want them to provide the teeth for
quality opposition.
Honestly, they have been really docile for an active opposition.
The problem of Nigerian under the APC can be projected. Now, what in the 2014-2015 general election, what did El-Rufai say? El-Rufai said that even if the present administration is doing well, it is their responsibility as the opposition to project that they are not doing well. And this is how people take over power. It is not that Jonathan was a devil that time, but they painted him as one. But this day, we have a PDP, an opposition, that have totally gone to rest, totally gone to sleep. And they think people will vote for them. They must be joking. Let them have all the Atiku, all the Peter Obi of this world. They are jokers. If they think people will vote for them, they are just deceiving themselves. They just have money to waste.
I honestly agree with Citizen Oluwatosin on this.
If they are not projecting all the problem Nigerians are having now, see the people they kidnap. Kidnapping is not a lucrative business in Nigeria. Everybody wants to kidnap. They are kidnapping for as little as 15,000 naira.
Everybody wants to be kidnapped.
For as little as 15,000 naira, they are kidnapping people. And PDP cannot project that. What do they need? They only need a phone. They only need a phone and the Twitter or Facebook account to project all this. And they can even recruit boys. People who don't have job again in Nigeria, they can recruit 10 boys, give them 15,000 naira, and I tell you, those guys will work crazily. But they are just there, just parading themselves. They are
even
wicked that say he's a presidential aspirant on PDP. Baba, 15,000 money no day. Even you, Baba, you say, okay, we should not call you Baba because of Tinubu.
No Baba,
village boy, sir. You can finance 5 guys to act as political. These guys, they don't show their face. They just have a clone account. They just have this fake account and they propagate nonsense. And once people see that the nonsense this guy is propagating is a good nonsense, they subscribe to it. There's one guy in the camp of APC during the 2014 election. What is the name? The name is Otokoro Abi Ayekoto. Yeah, Ayekoto. Who knows the face? Only few people knows the face. But this guy is a propagandist that is helping APC. Why is PDP not looking for guys like that? If they want people like that, some of us that are very crazy.
You are advertising yourself.
I need APC have recruited them. APC have recruited them. They've given them power and what you call it, trader money and all of those things.
PDP, there are still a lot of them that are out there that are willingly willing to work for PDP.
Next week, I'm thinking
some of them are even in they are PDP loyalists that for anything they will not decamp to PDP, to APC. They are still in PDP. PDP they just need to look inward, recruit these guys, and project the problem of Nigeria. Do you want to tell me that Nigeria have more problem during the days of Jonathan than now? No, we have more problem now than the days of Jonathan. In fact, the days of Jonathan looks like paradise to us now. But we just have an opposition that are sleeping and snoring in PDP, and they are not doing their job well, and they leave the job to Sowore and his friends. Sowore also is trying. Sowore is doing that, but in his capacity. But see, we need a tit for tat. We need PDP to stand up to being our opposition that they claim to be. They don't need a lot of millions to do that. They need
a third force.
They need only. Okay, I agree with you, sir. We need a third force. We are having that in AAC of Sowore, but as we speak today, even the party, they are dragging the party with Sowore.
ADC is stronger than AAC.
Yeah, I think those guys. I think
ADC is stronger than
AAC. Was in Akure earlier today.
Yeah, he had a homecoming today. He visited his home state today, and he visited his home state today after getting the judgment that he can now travel around Nigeria, and that's a plus to him because he's contesting also. We might be talking about that later because I don't think he has.
Where is he contesting? AAC has suspended him now. His party has kicked him.
They have not suspended him.
Another one.
No, Baba. If you
they
are
suspended
like this,
him,
Baba,
which kind, Baba? They suspended him 2 years ago.
If you are saying that they suspended him, that means you are supporting illegality, sir.
I didn't say I support. I'm
he's the party chairman.
That was a propaganda.
So the people.
According to what we hear, it was a propaganda. But
go and check their website. His name has been removed there.
Really?
Check their website.
The website.
The last time I checked the website, his name was not there.
I
checked it about 2 months ago.
In the case of APC,
we will look for somebody in AAC to come and defend this.
Maybe I can say in the case of
talk
AAC,
to your guy, your friend in Toronto now, Shidi.
Okay.
In the case of AAC, what we have is this.
Yeah, I don't even know whether Dr. Shidi is still promoting AAC because one guy that I know in AAC is already contesting for.
He did some live show today. He did some live show today for Sowore.
Okay.
I saw it. I came across it on Facebook this morning. This is our money. Yeah.
I'll talk to him. I'll reach out to Sowore whether we can host him.
You can also bring this favor now. If you want me to talk to Favor, I can talk to him if he wants to come.
Okay, we'll see. I'm thinking maybe next week, maybe we should talk about Obi versus Atiku in PDP. That way we can, gradually go around.
Bring some balance in
issues.
That's all right.
Yeah, because some people already fingering our nose here.
We should also be thinking of bringing some of the younger,
yes,
so popular.
Definitely.
Let's talk to them.
Yeah, we will. We'll work on it. So we will be closing now. Thank you very much for all those who have commented and liked and shared. Thank you very much, and for all those who have watched the broadcast. I want to agree. I want to believe that we need fresh perception in Nigeria. And that's why I think we need a deviation from all these people that we have known as politicians. I would wish that we can get fresh people into position of power, people who, because their experience has not even worked in Nigeria. So, the experience did not work with Buhari, it didn't work with Jonathan as well. So, let's forget about the political experience and look for people who can listen. One thing that has been captivating for me is the fact that the use of the way Professor Osinbajo's people, the way they are using technology, I am fascinated with that. So instead of going to campaign in the city, in the marketplace somewhere, just declare it on the people share it, and everybody want to share it. Now free. People doesn't even have to pay money for people to share. These are small things that we can innovate. That will change Nigeria. Our median age is about 18 or 19 years old. So we need how to reach out to these people. We need opportunities. Put opportunities there. Nigerians are creative. People are hungry for opportunities. So I don't want us to come and get ourselves hooked up with somebody that will make his rich friends rich again, or his rich friend richer, and then we will be there for another 4 years, and we'll be shouting here on this page and around the country. People who will save us. So nobody will save us. You can't even protest. They will shoot your leg and they put you in prison. So so I really wish that we turn things around as we move towards 2023 elections. So thank you very much for hanging out with us. Any departing words, just 20 seconds. Let's start with Dr. Bolu.
Well, let's keep our finger crossed and watch as the event unfold. So our job on this platform is to analyze. That doesn't mean we are supporting anybody. We are just see things the way we see it. So we don't have preferred candidates. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tosin.
Thank you very much. It's been a nice discussion here tonight, and I really want to. My departing was I really want to see all of the opposition, especially PDP, coming up with more strategy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The business, I was expecting you to say the business remains the business of monkey see, monkey do. You forgot it.
No, he wants you from PDP. That's why it's very mindful.
Yeah, he's strategizing for PDP. No problem. As soon as when you see the email, please let us know.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful conversation. So, what I would just add to what the other two speakers have said, I mean, they have made very valid points, is that if you are in Nigeria and you know that you are eligible to vote, just get your PVC. That's the only voice you have. You see, as a Nigerian, there is a popular saying that if you are a kid and you are born in Nigeria, you open your eyes and you see that you're in Nigeria, life is winning you 1-0 already. So the only way you can take it back is the only way you can level up is at least lend your own voice, and it will be in history. Posterity will judge everybody for decisions they make, especially in politics, because it does not only determine what happens to you alone, it determines what happens to the nation. So please, if you know you are eligible to vote, get your PVC. Vote for the right candidate at all times, and let your conscience be the judge each time you vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Timileyin, you would have to explain that concept again. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will see you again next week, by God's grace. So we probably will be talking about the PDP most famous candidate, that is Peter Obi, in my opinion, Peter Obi and versus Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.